Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And the Enforcer.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Of course, Larson is not here. The Enforcer's here. Larson's at Disneyland.
He's right down the road.
The time, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Are you going to meet up with him?
I'm going to try to. Obviously, tomorrow I really can't, but we're going to try to. I'm going to see if I can reach out to him, find some time on Sunday. But yes, normally you would have Larson here and myself with Steve doing our predictions, but we're doing a little bit of a modified system here because Larson booked his family trip the week they decide to do AEW Full Gear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So instead, what's going to happen is I got his predictions. I'm not going to, him and I are on the same page about a lot of this stuff. Yeah. So I'm not going to try to explain stuff for him. You and I are going to talk about our predictions.
Yes, we will.
Kayla has submitted her predictions. Alex still needs to submit hers.
Yes.
But I'm sure we will talk about it a lot more tomorrow on the actual stream itself. But it's always fun to talk about how we think things are going to fall when it comes to Full Gear. And then we're going to talk about Rampage, and a little bit later in the show, we're going to talk about WWE Smackdown. There seems to be a new King of the Ring tonight, and a massive, massive NXT call-up. We're going to get to all that in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about Full Gear. Of course, it's tomorrow. We're going to be doing our live reactions, the Church of Friendos. Dad is in Disney, so we're going to have a party. And so it's going to be Kayla, Alex, you, me, Church of Friendos are going to be there at the Twitch watching, having a good old time. And then the recap, we're going to wait for Larson on that one. Me and Larson will do that recap, I believe, on Monday, assuming he's had time to watch it, possibly Tuesday. But I think we're aiming. I know he's really determined to do it on Monday.
That makes all the sense in the world. I mean, as much as people would, I guess a portion of the people would enjoy to have a Steve and Enforcer review, it's not my place to get to one of the big four for AEW. So yeah, Steve and Larson will get their review together going early beginning of next week. And I'm looking forward to Full Gear. I always enjoy an AEW either special Dynamite or one of their pay-per-views. They almost never disappoint. Looking forward to having this with the Church of Friendos as well. It's going to be a blast. Join us over at twitch.tv/Steven Larson.
Should be a ton of fun. Of course, the AEW predictions title is on the line. Larson has to defend against four people. This is a fatal five-way for this title. And there's a lot of moving pieces, so he basically has to get everything exactly right. I mean, judging from looking at Kayla's predictions, if anything here that Larson has is off, could spell new AEW champion, which would make me, of course, very happy.
And of course, also remember, we had during the 24-hour stream, we had Alex with us with the Impact predictions, where we were doing it as the card was going. So there was an opportunity to try and recoup points, like I did with that Moose with the with that title thing. But Larson has already locked in his points. That advantage he does not have. He does not have moving pieces. We don't as well, but he's got more people to have to defend against.
Now, I did give our guests, Alex and Kayla, till Saturday morning to get theirs in. So yeah, but you and I
wait for Alex.
We'll just be locked in, I guess.
We got we'll be right here. I guess if Alex truly wants to see, she will have everyone's predictions.
Shout out, by the way, to Queen of the Ring.
Shout out to Alex. Absolutely.
12 hours today.
Wow.
On her Twitch. 12 hours. Let's dive into this. First match.
Let's get it.
So it was announced this past week, the buy-in, the opening kickoff show, whatever they call it, is going to be Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter versus Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida. What's your take on this, and how many points did you put on this?
This one right here, needless to say, buy-in show. I feel this one here is the one that truly could swing either way. I could see either one of these winning them. I could see any one of these 4 women eating the pin. I could see any one of these 4 women getting the pin on any of them. Needless to say, I'm unsure, but I have to pick someone. I'm picking Thunder Rosa, Sheeta, but just 1 confidence point for that one.
Very interesting. This might make or break me. I don't know. But it's the kickoff show. You got to get the people who are watching this interested in buying the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You get your faces to go over here. I got 5 confidence points on Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida going over. They're both the stronger, sort of leveled up, powered up opponents for Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter. So I got a lot of confidence on this match. I think this is a gimme. The faces have to win here.
Wow. So even though I've just laid down my prediction, I'm kind of hoping that Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter get this win so that we can already push you off to the side here, and then we can get rocking and rolling for the rest of the show.
Hey, if I lose that one, all the more reason for me to drink even
you don't
more.
Have a review, right?
Even more. I don't have a review. Yeah, I have all the reason to drink anyways.
No shit.
After that, another match that was sort of at a little bit on the late side, a match that I don't even know why Cody and Pac are teaming up against Malachi Black and Andrade. I'll be honest with you. So I literally have a pro wrestling podcast. I watch every episode of Rampage and Dynamite. I have no fucking clue why this match even exists. What? So Pac has an issue with Andrade. I know that because of all the chicanery in their match.
Yeah.
The fuck does Cody care about it? And Cody has a problem with Malachi. And then, okay, so why did Malachi and Andrade get together?
Wasn't it that that they just look cool together? Isn't that the
if that's the reason, that's great. This match should not be on this. This is a Dynamite main event. This is a Rampage opener.
Rampage. Oh man, you don't even get to be the Orange Cassidy. Matt Hardy main event lumberjack spot, huh? This is the curtain jerker, huh?
CM Punk and Bryan Danielson have both kicked off plenty of rampages. I have 2 confidence points.
True.
I have 2 confidence points. I don't fucking know about this match. Malachi and Andrade, 2 confidence points. I don't know.
Yeah. This is one right there. Okay, with 2, I got you with that one. You say Andrade and Black with 2 confidence points?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm there with you. I've got 4 on this one with Black and Andrade because this is the epitome. It seems like Malachi and Andrade are on the same page, focused. They even appear at the same time out of thin air as well. This is the epitome of can they coexist? Can Cody and the Bastard work together? I say that ain't happening. 4 points on Malachi and Andrade, and then I could easily see Pac being the next contestant on the isthmus of Cody Island.
Okay, walking down that isthmus. Tomorrow Fight here in our Twitch chat says Pac turns on Cody to join Black and Andrade. That'd be cool. I mean, a lot of people are in chat.
I'd love that.
Somebody said, wait a second, is this true or is this just bullshit? But Zekumaki here in chat said Tony Khan did say Malachi and Andrade have Zelina in common. Well, I mean, we know that, the wife of one, but like, what? She's not in the universe of AEW.
Like, if she was to show up, then but we know like she can't. So you just say like, hey, these guys have a certain connection together, and then you allude to that. I mean if one company alludes to what another company is doing, AEW is that.
This would be a great time, by the way, for Thea Trinidad to hop into our chat. She's done that a couple times. She comes in here, rips me a new one. Ooh, that'd be scary.
Oh man,
take it all back.
There you go. And of course, anybody, if you could clip that, we'd appreciate it.
You never know. Don't clip that. No, but you never know who's going to be showing up in the Twitch chat for Steven Larson. Let's move on.
There you go. Yeah, moving along.
This is one of the gimmies of the night.
Yeah,
Christian and the Jurassic Express.
Yes.
Versus the Super Click. The Super Click has 2 of the bosses of the company and probably one of the most popular guys in the company right now, Adam Cole, my favorite wrestler right now.
Love him.
Versus Christian and Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
I kind of feel I've got Super Click with 7 confidence points on this one.
Big 7.
Adam Cole got concertoed. He needs his comeuppance. He wanted to get it tonight. He's going to get it. at Full Gear, I think Christian might turn on the Jurassic Express. What are your thoughts about this match? I've got 7 confidence points on this.
You've got 7. I'm up there with you. I've got the Super Click with 8. And much like you say, I don't know what more you could do with Christian with Jurassic Express unless they actually do introduce a trios title. I don't know if that is down the road, but even if they do, that division would be stacked even without Christian and Jurassic Express. Let Jurassic Express make a run at the tag titles soon. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, Christian, turn on them, turn into the creepy little bastard that he is, and then moves on and becomes a heel, and then just works in this singles division. I've got 8 points, and the beginning of the crumbling of Christian and Jurassic Express begins.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see here. We've got next up Brian. So this is the finals of the Eliminator tournament. Bryan Danielson versus Miro. This one, to me, I've got low confidence points on this simply because it's difficult to believe that Danielson's going to take his first loss, but it's also Miro clearly was in the place of Mox, who I felt was going to move on because I think Mox, especially the current Mox that we see, given Danielson his first loss, that's more realistic. This is going to mean a lot for Miro if he wins. And it says a lot about what they feel about Miro. I have Miro winning. I only have 3 confidence points on it. I'll believe it when I see it, but I got to go with Miro. I just think it makes sense, but the only thing that doesn't make sense is Danielson eating a loss here. Yeah.
Here's one thing that actually solidified how I felt was with the video package that they had tonight with Miro and Daniel. I'm taking your spot. I'm doing Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
So I don't get confused. Yeah. He said that in all the times that I've wrestled Miro, I've never beaten him. Yet. Now, that could mean he's about to beat him, get vindication. But then he also said, even with that, this is a different Miro.
Yeah.
This is not the same person that I've fought before. And I felt that it's great to watch, but scary because I'm going in the ring with them. I think if they do this right, Miro hanging that first AEW loss on Daniel is going to mean so much more than Bryan Danielson winning this and having a future chance. You could plug Bryan Danielson into a championship program like that. Miro needs a little bit of this build, and his character now leads to him building to this or something like this. I got Miro the same as you with 3 points.
Okay, yeah. No, and I also believe that Danielson for the title is like a Big Four pay-per-view, is an AEW pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Miro for the title, I think, is a themed Dynamite episode. That's just sort of how I see them right now. But and that at the same time, I think Miro's going to win. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Also, considering who's going to get this belt, who I think is going to get this belt as well, falls in line with that as well.
That's true. Yeah, I don't think Danielson's going to lose a title match. And I think Miro will. Next up, we've got this is Lock
of the Night, baby. Lock of the Night.
We can name this down to who's going to score the pin and who's going to eat the pin. The Inner Circle versus Men of the Year America Top Team. I've got 9 confidence points on this. It probably could be 10.
Well, that's what I've got. I've got 10 on this one. And like you said, Dan Lambert's eating the pin and Jericho's pinning him.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. That's exactly correct.
I mean, that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, with 10. Yeah.
Inner Circle with 10 for me. You say you've got Inner Circle with 9.
After that, we've got the Lucha Bros versus FTR. They also have a match coming up at Triple Mania Regias, December 5th, I believe that is. This one, that one is for the AAA tag titles. This one, of course, for the AEW tag titles. I think it's too early for Lucha Brothers to lose them. I think FTR's already had them. I guess it could go that way. But I mean, everything screams Lucha Brothers are going to win here. Lucha Brothers with 6.
Absolutely. I could see both teams rolling into their matchup in AAA, each holding belts. But I think that's the one where Lucha Bros get the belts back.
Yeah.
The AAA tag belts there, but Lucha Bros retain here. I'm in the middle with how many confidence points. I've got 6 on this one for Lucha Bros.
All right. Next up, we've got Darby Allin versus MJF. I'll be honest, this feud does nothing for me. I love both these guys. I like Darby Allin a lot. I like MJF a lot. The whole I'm a pillar, you're a pillar. That it really, it's done nothing for me.
There's not much meat on the bone.
I'll be honest. I think this can count. I only have 4 confidence points. I got on MJF just because I don't think he can eat too many more losses. I think Darby Allin can eat losses and totally be fine because that's just sort of how he is. Like people are going to, it actually maybe might make him more appealing if he loses. So yeah, I got MJF winning here. If the idea is I can break you mentally, well, he can beat him physically in a wrestling match and not break him mentally. I got MJF with 4 confidence points.
Yep. It's much like a match that we can discuss later on. There are reasons with the discussions that they've been having as to why I feel Darby can lose this match but still come out ahead. But yet, also, I could see somebody hanging. I think we're growing to the point where getting a pin on MJF could be useful for Darby, but I think it's more useful for the pin. Darby getting pinned by MJF for MJF to continue to run down the other pillars of AEW, if you will. Yeah. So I've just got MJF with 2.
Okay. That's
low confidence, but I think these two could put on a great match. There's no a buzz that I feel going into it where I'm like, man, this is going to be a hell of a match because of other circumstances other than them two possibly having a great match at a Big 4 pay-per-view for AEW.
After that, we've got my personal lock of the night, Britt Baker versus Ty Conti. Yeah. I got Britt Baker with 10 confidence points. I'm a big fan of Ty Conti. I think she's great. I feel like this is a feud that, as much as they try, I just don't. If this was Thunder Rosa, I know Thunder Rosa's in the tournament right now. Yeah. If this was Thunder Rosa, I'd be, oh wow, this is something else. If it was anybody else, I'll be honest with you. If it was anybody else, I just don't feel a whole lot going on here with this feud, and so I don't even pause on this one. I have 10 confidence points on Britt Baker taking this. I just don't see. I just haven't felt any tension in this feud.
No, I'm there with you. Like I said, I put my 10 on Inner Circle, but this one could be flipped with that one. I've got 9 with Britt Baker on this one going over. Yeah. I love Conti. Always loved her, even in NXT. Love what she's doing. But yeah, I just don't see her taking the belt off of Britt Baker here. Yeah. And to be honest with you, after watching Rampage again, I'm more excited to see Jade Cargill after what she did to Santana Garrett, fighting Red Velvet in that match coming up. That put more steam to it than what I'm seeing with this championship match. So I'm just going to think they're just going to continue on with Britt Baker winning, and then just going to move on to another feud.
It is kind of funny you mentioned that, because like all the great characters and really good wrestlers are in that tournament, and so it's sort of, I think, sucking away some of the talent that could have been used in this feud. Maybe they could have had an early out for somebody a bit bigger, maybe. I don't know.
I think so,
But I just don't. I mean, Ty hasn't really. She's improved in the ring a great deal, and I think she's a really fun wrestler to watch. Yeah. I just haven't connected with her on like a character level to really care about this, and maybe that'll change in the future. It's just for right now that it doesn't do it for me.
Absolutely.
Before we get to the main event, I was able to wrangle Larson for a couple of very special messages. Let's cut to that.
Let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Several years ago, while dealing with severe anxiety, I learned the importance of talking to a therapist, but I also learned that it can be really difficult to find the right person to talk to. Today, BetterHelp is providing a safe and private online environment where your needs will be assessed. You'll be matched with your own licensed personal therapist.
BetterHelp isn't a crisis line, nor is it self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online, all without having to ever sit in another uncomfortable waiting room.
BetterHelp is dedicated to facilitating great therapeutic matches. Send your counselor messages at any time or schedule regular phone or video sessions. They've made it free and easy to change therapists if needed.
And you don't have to limit yourself to counselors in your area. BetterHelp services are available worldwide, so you can find the expertise you need regardless of location. BetterHelp is affordable, convenient, and everything you share is confidential.
We want you to start living a happier life today. As a Going In Raw listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/raw. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health.
Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw.
And let's get a word here from our sponsor, Amazon Music. Since all the friendos out there are listening to this show, it's safe to assume you love listening to podcasts. Well, you'll find tons of podcasts, including this one, Going In Raw, on Amazon Music.
That's right. Amazon Music has more than 10 million free podcasts to listen to, such as the hilarious Smartless, which you can get ad-free 1 week before everyone else. There's also the true crime podcast, Dr. Death Miracle Man, which is available 2 weeks early on Amazon Music.
Yeah, man, if you're like Larson and love your music, you got to check out the thousands of free music stations and playlists on Amazon Music. Or if you like your tunes on demand and ad-free, then you got to give Amazon Music Unlimited a try. It gives you unlimited access to a lot of songs, like 75 million songs, as well as podcasts, music videos, and so much more.
And with Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song anywhere. Driving to work, walking your dog, doing wind sprints, anywhere, offline, and with unlimited skips.
Or listen to podcasts like Going In Raw. So if you've never tried Amazon Music Unlimited, now's a great time. For a limited time, new customers can try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. No credit card required. Just go to amazon.com/GIR.
That's amazon.com/GIR to try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. Amazon.com/GIR. Renews automatically. Cancel anytime. Terms apply. And before we get back to the show, let's get a word in from our sponsor, Simply Safe. You know, Larson,
yeah,
if you've ever wanted to make your home safer, there's no better time than right now, because our friendos over at Simply Safe are offering their biggest savings of the year. They're offering 40% off their award-winning home security.
Yeah, Simply Safe has everything you need to make your home safe. You can customize your system online in minutes, or you can get free customization recommendations directly from Simply Safe, and you can take comfort in knowing that your home will be monitored around the clock by trained professionals who can send help the moment you need it.
There are no long-term contracts or commitments, so get yourself some peace of mind with Simply Safe at the biggest savings of the year. You can get a complete home security system starting at around $100.
So take advantage of Simply Safe's holiday sale and get 40% off your new home security system by visiting simplysafe.com/raw. Again, that's simplysafe.com/raw for 40% off your entire system. Hurry. This offer ends soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve and Larson.
That was great.
Let's get to our main event here. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. To me, it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Hangman Page is winning that title at Full Gear. I really think it would do a massive disservice to him if they didn't just finally do it. I loved his little bit with the Young Bucks and Adam Cole tonight. They're already seemingly setting up rivalries for him. So yeah, I got Hangman Page 8 confidence points here.
I've got a Hangman on this one as well. I've got 7, but yeah, just for what you said right there is everything that I believe. First of all, I think Omega needs a little bit of time off. He's been having a hell of a 2021.
Yeah,
it would not do him any disservice to take a little bit of time off, come back fresh, reloaded, and with a chip on his shoulder, because possibly what I think he loses the elite because Adam Cole ropes it going on, and I think he comes back with a different sort of mindset. But Hangman, it's time. I love Hangman. I cannot go against a man who's got a horse in his Tron.
Horse.
Hangman, baby. Hangman. But I think we did miss one match here, though. We didn't talk about CM Punk and Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I skipped. That was after the Inner Circle match here. Okay, yeah. So my personal main event. I love this. I really wish it just goes to show, like, just with one promo and a lot of history between two older dudes, you can have an absolute killer match. I am so completely torn on this. This is the match that I've got one confidence point on. I am so torn. Everything in my heart says Kingston has to win this, but my head says Punk because it's CM Punk. The feud has been all about CM Punk being a judgmental prick, and this has only been one promo, a parking lot brawl, and like 2 video packages, but it's so perfect for Kingston to win this. I put 1 point on Kingston on sheer principle for the guy that I want to cheer for, the guy that I'm going to be, and I'm a huge CM Punk fan, the guy that I'm going to be cheering for, the guy that the people are going to be cheering for, unless they have him really heal it up, which the story wouldn't suggest that. No. So I've got Kingston with 1. I think he's the perfect guy. As I've said up till now, Punk has been having problems with guys like Sydal, with guys like Daniel Garcia, who's like 22 or 23 years old. He should take a loss to a guy like Eddie Kingston if that's his story. If his story is, man, I'm having a hard time coming back after 7 years, putting away these smaller names, if you will. He's going to have a hard time with Kingston, who's not a dark/elevation guy. He's a name. I got 1 point on Kingston. Where do you go here?
Okay. I love what you said right there, and I could totally see them taking that path where he's been struggling, or CM Punk's been struggling with mid-card talent. But what about this? What if everyone, just like they said, in the back was all rah CM Punk, what a fan, what a fan. But this was the one guy that was the first one to step up, light that competitive fire under CM Punk's ass. He goes out there and does the stuff that CM Punk knows how to do, gets it done, and the fact that Eddie Kingston has said, I don't even care if I win.
I know.
I just want to beat you up. And with that, I think that screws on Punk's head straight. He's no longer the greeter. He's there to get shit done. And this is probably the manic pick according to what you're saying with having won. I've got 5 on Punk winning this one.
All right. Hey, I love it. Hey, that's a great idea too. That's a great story idea. Eddie Kingston's the guy who really sets him straight and gets him on a more of a decisive path. His confidence is bolstered by beating Eddie. I think that's a really good story. It's a distinct possibility. That's the route they're going to take. I'm kind of curious. I wonder if they would ever consider, because I don't know. They could do so many different things with this match. The one thing I really don't want them to do is have Punk just wrestle a straight up match and then congratulate Eddie Kingston and say, "Hey, you've earned my respect." I don't need that stuff, because Eddie Kingston don't want Punk's respect.
He doesn't want. He wants his pound of flesh. And of what I'm seeing here from TM here, if they did what he's saying, a time limit draw to protect him, this match, I don't think that. I think that would do a disservice to the both of them.
You think so?
I think so. I think you need to either have Kingston leave CM Punk lane and said, I told you all those years of what you said about me, saying I didn't have it. I didn't have that fire. Look at you now. Or CM Punk going, hey, thank you for lighting that fire under me. Look, I left your ass laying like I told you I would. And now I got my head on straight to go after whatever title he wants or whatever big feud moving up the chain.
Could be. All right, let's talk about Rampage. I thought it was a serviceable addendum to Dynamite as far as go home shows go. I mean, honestly, it's the true go home segment for Full Gear was what we saw at the end of Dynamite, the contract signing. Nothing else that happened tonight informed me at all, because they stayed away, with the exception of a couple small things. They stayed away from big story moments on the final road to Full Gear. I mean, we got some traditional go-home math with the Jungle Boy, with the Super Click Jurassic Express feud. One interesting bit here with Hangman and the Young Bucks backstage, I thought was really phenomenal.
Love that segment. Yeah,
I do appreciate how they're building the TBS title stuff.
Yes.
Jade and Red Velvet going at it. I thought was really good stuff. I could do without Orange Cassidy, Matt Hardy. I just don't. And then they give Matt Hardy the win here, which was just sort of more confusing than anything.
Yeah. But I really hope, like we said, what I said earlier was that I really hope that what Orange Cassidy said in that interview with, of course, our favorite Mark Henry, our favorite interviewer, saying like, look, man, after this, I'm done. I'm done with you. It's over. And I really hope, like, I kind of hope he goes like, hey, dude, you beat me, whatever you had to do by hook or by crook, pay people off, whatever, dude, I'm done with you. I'm moving on. I would really hope if they re-rack this for like some sort of bigger vendetta. Nah, I really don't need that. But I will say this, man. I mean, you got a banger of a match at the beginning with Jungle Boy and Bobby Fish. You got the sort of like fun lumberjacky spot festy thing with everyone around to protect Matt Hardy because you can't do that stuff anymore. You got an excellent advancements of story with Jade Cargill. You got another weird advancing of story of taking advantage of somebody's death in their family to try and recruit somebody. So I thought, like you said, Dynamite, that was the go home show for Full Gear. This one here was just sort of padding stuff for afterwards, giving you smaller little bite-sized sandwiches for Dynamite and Rampage going on after Full Gear. So I can respect that for sure.
Kicked off with Jungle Boy versus Bobby Fish. The story behind this match was Fish sort of wrecking Jungle Boy's left shoulder, him having a fight through that. In the end, Jungle Boy made Bob Fish tap out to the snare trap. Adam Cole comes running down, starts beating on Jungle Boy. Him and Bobby Fish both are able to lay him out. Cole and Fish have a big old hug. Cole goes down to grab some chairs. He's looking for Concerto. Christian and Luchasaurus come down, run him off. And Christian hits an unprettier on poor Bobby Fish, even though clearly the Super Elite, I think, had numbers and chairs on them.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad, Bobby Fish.
That right there was the funniest thing because you see immediately Adam Cole, Bobby Fish embrace, about to get down. The numbers game slightly goes out of their advantage, and Cole dips. He's like, no, I'm out of here. Bobby Fish, you were an era before. I'm out of here. And that is not undisputed. I'm over here with my super friends, and you're going to eat this baby right here. But all in all, man, that was a decent match. It told a story, working the shoulder. I did think the snare trap came kind of quick with a man who's supposed to have a busted shoulder to work the snare trap, but I can believe it as well. I wonder how much they will sell that for the match tomorrow. Where is Jungle Boy going to be the one isolated in the triple threat match for most of it? Get the hot tag, everything goes awry, and then Christian Cage turns on him. I don't know. Could be. Tune in tomorrow.
After that, we had Jade Cargill and Santana Garrett. It was Jade's 1-year anniversary of being in AEW, so Mark Sterling brought a cake out, which, of course, would end up in his face.
Of course,
that was sort of obvious.
That's the thing that I loved. He was like, look, I got you a cake. And she's like, whatever, man. Did not care.
You think she eats cake?
The way
Look at
she
those
looks.
abs. Get out of here.
No way, man.
Get it. Carbs and sugar are not in her dietary plan, man. She ain't having the Steve Here diet, that's for sure.
No. She is not eating donuts and cakes and all that. It's like the closest she got to a car was walking by that one right there, and that was it. You know. But like I said before, Santana Garrett, great to see her fighting Jade Cargill. This was more of an advancement for the TBS. women's title that is in the next round of Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. I love that advancement of the storyline. I love that she was just sitting there with just this sour look on her face, you know, as Jade, and then Jade Cargill immediately like snaps when the action rolls outside, and then just gets right into Red Velvet's face. You see Smart Mark trying to show his managerial status by saying, stay focused on this match, stay focused. Santana gets the advantage for a split second. Jade Cargill finishes it up, gets her finish. 1, 2, 3. We roll out to the outside. Great spear that I saw that Red Velvet threw on Jade Cargill.
Well, yeah, Mark Sterling was like showing some fans the cake. And he was like, okay, we're about to have some. He was, that's like,
he's
like,
looking at, hey, man, cake time, baby.
Let's be honest. He got this cake for himself, not for her. He knows full well she's not going to have this cake. So he was going to present it to her. Like you said, Red Velvet drops Jade with the awesome spear. Mark Sterling turns around. She's standing there instead of Jade Cargill. She throws that cake into his face. And then just an awesome brawl breaks out between Velvet and Jade. And people are trying to pull them apart. They just keep on going at it for a good minute or two. And then after that, we get a CM Punk Eddie Kingston video package. This one, you know, again, Punk sort of leaning in to the judgmental Punk guy. So that it was pretty interesting stuff. I didn't really take much more away from this. But yeah, definitely. I'm curious really how they're going to put this match together. If Punk is going to wrestle a more heelish style, because obviously going to be a really physical match. If it's going to have, how many twists and turns is it going to have? Because Kingston obviously can wrestle heel or face. It's going to be really interesting, this match between the two of these.
I wonder how much jaw jacking they're going to do as this goes on, because both of them talking absolutely. Please have one of those boom mics like you. They have the GoPro in the corner. On the other one of the other corners, throw a boom mic in there so that we can hear all the jaw jacking that they do. That's gonna be absolutely great. After right before the Jade Cargill and Santana Garrett match, there was that Super Click promo with that they were gonna start talking about Jungle Boy the Christian match, and then that's when Hangman shows up. And then he comes out, and then then the Young Bucks say, I want to talk with these guys. Cole says, whatever you got to say to these guys, you say to me. They say, no, it's cool. Cole dips out and it says, hey, look, I cost you the tag titles, you cost me a chance at the world title. We're square, and I just want to let you know that if you cost me, I'll cost you if you lay a hand on me, and I'll finish you. Yeah,
he said, I swear to God, I'll ruin you. This was a really great moment.
That's great.
Between number one, Adam Cole and Hangman. That's a hell of a tease right there.
I want that right there.
That's awesome. That's going to happen. It would not, by the way, it would not shock me. I've been saying for a while that I think MJF's going to take that title off Hangman. I think it's going to be Adam Cole. I think they're going to go from elite to a face, back to the elite. I think that shit's going to happen. I think it's going to be a little while, but I think that's going to be the thing. And I love this bit. I loved, because so much of the story of Hangman has been told through the Bucks and referencing their history, and him coming out straight up saying, I'm sorry, I messed up our friendship, but you got yours. Don't mess with me during this. So yeah, I love this bit. I don't know why I would miss that in the first place.
And then you saw like the look on the Bucks, both of them. I could sort of tell or see, like, they were like, hey, you know what? I respect the fact that he did that right there, because it didn't seem like they were like put off by what he said, that we're square.
I think we're gonna see them. I think they're gonna like come out and then make that decision publicly. Kenny's on his own. Or maybe we'll get like a backstage thing where Kenny's like, hey, you got me, and they might be like,
you guys are with me.
Nah, man, like this is
your fight.
Exactly.
This is your fight.
So after all that, We had also had earlier. We had that great Danielson Miro video package too. That was right after the Jungle Boy Bobby Fish match.
Yeah.
After that, we had Dante Martin versus Arya Daivari. Making his AEW debut. So that's
great
cool
to see. Two hometown boys there. They both said there, and the crowd was popping for both the hometown guys right there at the beginning, man.
Yep.
Oh, that right there was beautiful. Yeah, it was a hell of a match, and the whole time. Commentary, Team Taz kept on harping on the fact Leo's not here. Leo is away. He would make a great prospect here for Team Taz. We see a lot in him. The ranks of Hobbs and Starks and Taz on commentary were just putting over Dante Martin over and over, and the sleaziness of it. They said Leo Rush is at home with his family because his grandmother passed away. Dante Martin is there by himself. Dante Martin ends up beating Daivari, but the big storyline there was Ricky Starks gets on the mic, and he's saying like, Dante, you know, you've been on a hot streak. We can change your life. Here, Hook, hand him this contract. Look it over and read it as good as you can, and then give us a decision.
And the whole and Hook is holding out his corn nuts, his Hook snacks.
Yes.
as it's a very unique recruitment offer there. Sometimes you try a shirt. Undisputed Era tried armbbands. He's got his Hook snacks there.
He's got his snacks. Yep,
and a contract with FTW on the cover of it. So Starks is great. I do think they really underutilized Team Taz. Starks is absolutely great. If you're Dante, you have two possibilities: one unproven faction, or one faction that's proven to not really get a whole lot of screen time, but they do have some good pieces and a hell of a mentor in Taz. Who do you go with?
Well, also, I mean, if you go with Team Taz, Taz is sitting there at commentary. Ricky Starks is doing a bang-up job on commentary as well. Your name will continually get out there. True. And your mind, you will be fresh out there. I think Leo Rush is in kayfabe one bad investment away from losing it all.
Yeah.
All right. So
potentially you're getting involved with LBO Leo, a Ponzi scheme of some sort.
Yeah. Exactly. Or you have sort of like a meandering mid card that does have two mouthpieces, and literally there is a microphone in front of them for 1 hour a week at least to get your stuff over.
I feel like the worst thing about being on Team Taz is that I just feel like Taz is the kind of guy who like maybe takes you a little bit, like takes advantage a little bit too much. Like, hey, I need somebody to help me move a couch.
I could see that.
Off, man.
Yeah. I could see that because in ECW, like he had to do a lot of side stuff. Like he ran their ECW power plant, if you will, for like next to nothing, and Heyman and Bubba Ray and Sandman would have him do extra stuff as well. So I'm sure he's just passing that on to the kids. You got to pay your dues, kids. You got to pay your dues. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. All that goes down. After that, we had a Ty Conti versus Britt Baker video package. I liked this one line from Britt. She says, Ty, hold on to all those belts. Black, blue, red, green. I don't give a shit. Such a great line. Then we had my favorite part of every Rampage, the Mark Henry split screen interview. He asked Matt Hardy, what was your deal with Orange Cassidy? Did you tend to destroy him? And, of course, he goes off, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what did you think, Orange Cassidy, about what Matt said? He says, I don't think it's good. And then Matt talks some more. Orange Cassidy says, this has been going on forever. My friends are dressed like lumberjacks.
Yeah.
And then he's like, just the bottom line is, after tonight, this is all going to be over. Yeah. And Matt says, after tonight, it's over.
Yeah. And then, of course, there goes Hardy saying, Mark Henry saying, the time for talking is over. Let's get to it. And we got to it. We got a lumberjack match, and it really showed no disrespect to any of the people around the ring because they serve their every wrestler there deserves their purpose. If I was wrestling, I'd be lucky enough to be a lumberjack. Okay.
Oh yeah, sure.
But this right here just showed the who is there to eat a lot of the pins for the mid carders there.
Yeah,
And know, I mean, you saw Peter Avalon there, love him to death, love that gimmick. You saw Varsity Blondes. You saw, you saw QT Marshall with the factory there.
Yeah, yeah. QT got involved in this.
QT got involved there, and so for a lumberjack match, it was exactly what you would expect. There's some brawling on the inside, tossing out of the face. The face fights him off real quick. The heel tosses him back outside. Then they get their comeuppance. First, also shout out to Orange Cassidy with his FPOS rib tape as well, as always.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, the finish was interesting. So it was so Bunny tries to interfere. Statlander takes her out. Ref doesn't see Blade show up because he's dealing with that. And Blade whaps Orange Cassidy on the head with the brass knucks. Hardy covers him. Ref turns around, counts the 3. So he just wins. And then Hardy and the Hardy family office continue the beatdown with Hardy putting Orange Cassidy in the leech. Bunny hits Statlander with the brass knuckles. I mean, dude, I guess this is going to continue. I'm not huge on that because, as Orange Cassidy did say earlier, this has been going on for a very long time, and he's over it. I'm over it. You're probably over it. I mean, I like Matt Hardy well enough. I think the Hardy family office is like kind of a dumping ground. I feel like Private Party shouldn't be there. I feel like Butcher and the Blade shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So like I do feel like they need that. It's just a faction without much of a purpose.
Yeah, it's just something for a couple tag teams that are already stacked in the tag team division to give them something to do.
Yeah. So
but then again, they're not doing much of anything. They're being lumberjacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird too that Wheeler Yuta was there considering he died on Wednesday from powerbomb.
Yeah. Right? And he just seemed like whatever. A couple days ago, he's just like, oh, well, here I am. I'm good.
You'd be selling those Wardlow power bombs, man.
Dude, he should have rolled out there with like a neck brace.
Right? I
like
agree.
At least something like that. Or like, put like some
the whole
suspenders
full
on the
body
neck
cast
brace.
on. The full body cast.
Absolutely. That would have been great if he would have had plaid a wrapping for his cast, so he'd look like a lumberjack a little bit. That would have worked.
I agree.
But yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. There's your Rampage. We're going to answer questions about Rampage once we're done with that. But first up, I was able to wrangle Larson for a couple more messages, Enforcer. So let's see what we had to talk about. All right, let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, Credit Karma. Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Do you feel overwhelmed when it comes to handling personal finances?
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time.
Well, you're not the only one, man. Whether you're looking to refinance credit card debt or pay for an upcoming expense, Credit Karma is there to help you make those big financial decisions with more confidence.
Yeah, Credit Karma uses your credit data to show you personal loan offers that are personalized to you. It's completely free and easy to sign up for a Credit Karma account with no effect on your credit score. And with Credit Karma, you can check out multiple loan offers side by side with easy to compare estimated terms so you can make sure you get the best deal.
Once you get your loan, Credit Karma can help you track your progress as you pay off your debt, and will even let you know if you can refinance and save. Ready to apply? Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers with your approval odds right now. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers.
Before we get back to the show, let's get a word from our sponsor, Blue Chew. So, Steve, I got to tell you, man, I don't think I've fully recovered from that 24-hour stream we did a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
I don't think I meant to stay up all night at my age.
Yeah, man. Hey, speaking of staying up, there may be times when guys out there are looking for that extra bit of confidence when it comes to pulling an all-nighter with their lover. And we're here to tell those guys that with chewables from BlueChew.com, you can help make sure you're able to perform when you're in the smash zone.
Yeah, Blue Chew's chewable tablets deliver the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis at a fraction of the cost and combats all forms of ED. So it can help guys out there get that extra bit of confidence that they can stay up when it's time to perform.
And you don't have to pay a trip to the doctor to get them. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so that means no doctor's offices, no awkward conversations about trying to hit your pile driver, and no time wasted waiting in line at the pharmacy.
And Blue Chew makes the process simple. Sign up at bluechew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers who will help you find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. And once you're approved, you'll get your prescription within days.
So if you're looking for some extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit bluechew.com. And guys, here's a special deal for you. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code GIR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code GIR to receive your first month free. All right. Thank you, Larson.
Thank you, Larson.
Looks
man.
like he's having
great.
a grand old time at Disneyland.
Dude, he looks so rested and refreshed, man. It's so great that we could get him just for a slice of this show, man. It's great. Larson, you're a workaholic, man. Take the rest of the night off.
Right?
Man.
Go to the teacups, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Anyways, so WWE Smackdown. We had the King, Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
I didn't really get this. So the idea was the guy's got to bend the knee. Number one, I thought you were not huge on SmackDown tonight. I was okay with it. It did not. There were some things in it. Number one, first and foremost, Von Wagner has had his call up. What the fuck? He's in the middle of a thing. He's trying to put together a tag team with his young boy, Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, he is.
And then, I thought if the whole point of 2.0 was develop guys and women that are more in the mold of what Vince is looking for, then we wouldn't have the sort of situation where Pat McAfee's like, who's that guy?
Who is that guy? Yeah, exactly. You would have some integration and say, I know you guys have been watching NXT 2.0. What's Von Wagner doing back there next to Adam Pearce?
Right.
What's going on? It was like, who was that guy? So what was the point of changing everything if you're just going to have us all think we have amnesia and not know who this kid is? And what gives us any reason to watch 2.0 if you're just going to go, who is this guy?
Are they going to reference this on 2.0?
I almost guarantee you they don't.
They don't. They're not going to. Not a chance. No way.
You're just going to go back to Von Wagner and Kyle O'Reilly working, on his land, and then they stumble upon whatever they find, and then like him being in Norfolk, Virginia, on Friday is just going to be not even discussed.
Yeah.
So.
So there was that. Some of it was just sort of silliness, to be honest with you. I thought the opening match was good. I thought the them letting Aaliyah get the win, I thought was good. The Jeff Hardy win was good. That crowd was really, they're only about 200 miles away or so from where Jeff Hardy is from.
Yeah.
He definitely got a
and the place got
pop.
And of course, the fact that they were in Norfolk was a big old NWA territory. So Charlotte going out there, especially when they were doing that Becky's new nickname, how the crowd was calling, reacting with them like perfectly. Fit well with that area. And I was like, why is this going on? In terms of like them being so into it, but then I realized they're in Virginia. This is an old stronghold here, so it makes sense.
Absolutely. The main story, I guess, was from last week, the whole Usos bending the knee thing. And this week it went to Roman bending the potential of him bending the knee if he wins. Now, I thought the idea was, I guess it's just him being dastardly. But I thought it was the idea is if Roman wins, Woods bends the knee. If Woods wins, Roman bends the knee.
And if Roman loses and does not bend the knee, then he forfeits the championship and he's banished from SmackDown.
Yeah.
And they had a whole graphic that they showed a couple of times. They were very proud of this whole Roman having to bend the knee and Xavier Woods bend the knee, because they showed that thing a couple of times.
Oh, it's like, yeah, they've got this new thing where they've got like comic book graphics to show like what if, like Vince all of a sudden was like, oh, what's this Disney Plus shit? Let me take a look. What if? What is this shit? And he watches these like comic book stuff, like, you know, these alternate universe stories about the MCU. And so he's probably confused, but he thinks it's part of the zeitgeist. And so he's like, what is this what if shit? And they're like, well, somebody explains it to me, he doesn't get it. And so he's like, just do that on Smackdown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so we're going to do like a series of what if scenarios here. Like, what if Jeff Hardy wins the thing? They had a graphic for the Survivor Series.
They're like erasing people off of there. What happens if Jeff Hardy loses? He's erased. What happens if Sammy loses? He's erased. Like, oh.
I thought there was some goofy ass shit going on. I thought that Smackdown was fun on that sort of weird WWE's doing weird shit level. Yeah. But yeah, it went by pretty quick. Maybe it's because I had a decent dinner. But for me, it went by pretty quick. Did it sag to you?
It sagged to me because I normally don't have to write notes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And there was a lot of talking in between.
Yeah.
A lot of recaps. Thank you for recaps.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, when I watch it, I hate recaps. Recaps help me put down the pen a bit, close my eyes a second. I appreciate that. So thank you, recaps.
You snoozing during the recaps?
I was snoozing. I would try and get a bite to eat. I was trying to do a lot of different stuff in those like downtimes. Like when Roman walked out, I was like, oh, thank God I can use the bathroom.
Dude, I'll be. Oh, when Roman started walking out is when I transitioned from my bedroom to my office.
There you go.
I was like, I've got at least 6 minutes before this match starts happening.
Yep. And I looked at the clock and I was like, if this is the main event and it's already like, 35 and he's walking, homie he's walking out there, then they're going to commercial, and then he's going to saunter around, and then Woods is going to make his way out. It's like, this is perfect.
You have got a lot of time.
I don't need to be here for a while.
A couple people here in chat were talking about how I guess the graphics are actually from Fox because they have them for football on Sundays as well.
If they're talking about those cartoons, NASCAR on Fox had those too when they would do the starting lineup.
All right.
So, yeah, actually that makes sense now. If you're telling me the NFL had that for Fox, NASCAR had that for Fox too. So that may be something internal that they're trying to do as well.
Yeah, I will say this. I do appreciate that Woods is getting so much action these days. Mm-hmm. He even mentioned his promo or his interview. Hasn't been a great week for the New Day. Kofi's out with an injury. Big E got power bombed on the apron. And so, the fact that he's in the main event with Roman Reigns, it's a pretty big deal. Now he's going to be an extended thing because Roman took his crown.
Stole it, man.
The thing that he covets the most.
Yep.
So we'll just dive into it. It kicked off with Sasha Banks, Aaliyah in her debut SmackDown match, and Naomi. Now, Aaliyah, Sonya Deville actually brings them all out.
Yeah.
Four of them. Everybody except for Sasha.
Yeah.
And says, hey, this is a Team Survivor Series, Team SmackDown for Survivor Series. And then, she names everybody. And then she says Sasha Banks. And so it's Aaliyah, Naomi. Aaliyah, Shotzi, Natalya, and Shayna. Naomi's out there, but she is obviously not part of Team SmackDown.
Right.
Because Sonya is a dick. So that's probably why Aaliyah got taken out later on, because they're going to have Naomi maybe fight Sonya for the spot. Maybe. I don't know. Or Sonya's going to take the spot herself.
Well, the thing that I liked before it turned into the great during commercial, this is a 6-man tag, was that when they announced Sasha came out, she immediately fired up into Shotzi's face.
Oh, yeah,
immediately.
For sure.
And then they tried to pull each other off. And it's like, hey, man, hold on, you're supposed to be a teammate. And then that's when Naomi came out and just made a beeline for Sonya, and then that's when they pulled each other apart, and then made during the break a six person tag six-woman tag.
Yeah.
That had what was it? Sasha, Naomi, and Aaliyah versus Natalya, Shayna, and Shotzi.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, they always talk about this stuff like, oh, this is a great way to build chemistry. I'm like, it's a great way to get busted up before. I can't stand this kind of stuff. Yeah. It's like, you're a team. You don't need to be fighting each other. Great showing from Aaliyah. She gets isolated for a lot of this match.
A lot of time. Yeah.
Hey, real quick break here. Alex, Queen of the Ring, coming off her 12-hour stream. Thank you so much for the raid.
Thank you,
hopefully
Alex.
You get lots of rest because we're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow.
Absolutely.
The Church of Friendos. Thank you so much for the raid, Alex.
Thank you
rest.
so much, Alex. Rest up. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, Aaliyah gets isolated. Gets in that hot tag to Naomi against Shayna. Naomi gets the better of her till Natalya tags in, hits his cool draping suplex thing off the apron. Naomi gets isolated, manages to find Aaliyah, who hits a crossbody on Natty for 2. This is great because she hits a Luthez press and then gets up and hits another Luthez press.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody do 2 back-to-back Luthez presses.
The only time I've seen 2 Luthez presses is if you're playing 2K and you throw someone into the ropes and then you hit accidentally the same button you hit before, and now you're in 2x Luthez zone.
When you just know that one button, you just keep on hitting Luthez presses. So anyway, she hits 2 of those. I had to mention that. She hits a Rude Awakening for 2. Banks takes out Shayna on the outside. Naomi hits Shotzi with a rear view on the outside as well. Natty gets the sharpshooter on Aaliyah, but Naomi gets up there and cranks Natty's head against the ropes. And then that allows Aaliyah to get sort of this cool roll-through pin. 4-3.
Cool.
Big win for her in her SmackDown debut. So that was awesome for her. Good moment for her.
Big win, absolutely.
After
that looked good.
After that, backstage, Sami Zayn is given a pep talk, claiming to be captain of Team SmackDown, the elder statesman of the SmackDown locker room. But it's revealed as it pulls out, he's just talking into the mirror, and Jeff Hardy is sort of there, creeping up on him, and Sami sort of stops and's like, "Did you see that whole thing?" And Jeff's like, yeah, I saw the whole. I've been here the entire time. And he's like, what'd you think of it? And Jeff says, honestly, man, it sucked. And then Sammy's like, okay, fine. He walks away.
He walks away. He just huffs and puffs. Like, oh man, get out of here, man. And then at that point, you see Roman Reigns milling about in the backstage, heading to his locker room suite, which was a great. And then he went to commercial. Then this is when you see Aaliyah backstage happy. She gets an interview saying, it's the first match, first win. How does it feel? She was talking. Sonya interrupts her. It's like, goes up to her. How long have you known Naomi for? And it goes, and he says, decisions from up top, powers that be have made the decision. You're no longer on the the Survivor Series women's team. And then there's Aaliyah, heartbroken and crushed as Sonya, walks away. And I was like, oh man.
Too bad, kid. Too bad, kid. Yeah, I know. That sort of thing. I was like, oh, that's great for her because they were all talking up on commentary. 7 years took her to get to this point.
Yeah, exactly. There they say, hey, who was this person? There for 7 years, working away, has been, since she was a teenager working. But yet Von Wagner, who is this guy?
Who's that guy? Who the fuck is that guy standing there? Not talking, pulling a Drax, saying I'm invisible. So we had that Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman interview. Roman says, you can only be here for a few reasons, right? To acknowledge me or to flirt with the wise man. Nobody cares what you want. Says wise man's smarting her up, and Heyman's all full of himself. He says Roman has authorized me to up the ante tonight against Xavier Woods tonight live on SmackDown. He'll take a bended knee and acknowledge the tribal chief, and if Roman isn't man enough to get him to do that, he'll take a bended knee, and if he violates that stipulation, you can strip him of the Universal title. And because we're here in Virginia, what I've said is a legally binding contract. So they have like oral agreements there in Virginia. Is that the deal?
That's what I was going to ask, because they said that a few times, because we're in the Commonwealth of Virginia. This is a legal binding verbal contract. I didn't look that up, but who knows? That's one of those original 13 colonies that may have something like that on the books where there is a verbal, legal binding
oral
contract.
contracts. I just looked it up here real quick.
Yeah.
Oral contracts are valid, lawfully binding contracts, but they can be difficult to prove, especially when there's a dispute. They are enforceable unless they conflict with the Virginia statute of frauds. So theoretically, they do hold up as long as I guess they can be proven.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was recorded, so I guess
it's on TV.
It's on TV. Yeah, it's out there in the ether. But I don't know. Maybe there was. I don't follow Virginia politics. I know that they had a governor election there.
Yeah.
That maybe that was brought up in one of these things. Who knows?
I have no idea.
But yeah, I just found that weird that they mentioned that a couple of times there.
It's fascinating stuff for pro wrestling.
Yeah, right.
Entertainment.
It's like a legal binding contract here. Like,
for
what?
all you legal junkies out there.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna throw you a bone here on Friday because you're hitting the textbooks hard, right? But you got enough. But you need to like dumb down your brain to watch some grapples.
Yeah. Speaking of dumbing down your brain, Happy Corbin and Madcap backstage, and Madcap. What's his fucking name? Riddick Moss? Madcap Moss.
Madcap Moss. Yeah, he had a horrible joke.
They were backstage. I don't even want to hear that. I'm not doing that shit here, man. Me and Larson sort of having a verbal.
But I wrote it down.
We haven't. No, don't care. Throw it away.
Okay. Scratching that out.
Scratch that out, please, on your legal pad. Thank you.
Legally binding.
Yeah.
Does that apply in California?
I don't think so, man. So after that, the Humbertos Garza, aka Los Lotharios, took on Nakamura and Boogs. I know this bums you out to see Shinsuke load up. He had a Kinshasa loaded up on Carrillo. Garza pulls Carrillo out. Shenanigans ensue on the outside, and then they hit they hit their finish on Shinsuke. Yeah, did they get the win with that? Didn't they get the win with that?
They got the win with that high-low move where one of them hit shin low, one of them hit high, and then boom, and then folded them up and got the pin. And the whole time when they're hitting 1, 2, I'm like shin kick out. 3, I'm like, what in the? Okay, can I go on a tangent just real quick?
Yeah, have at it.
Okay. When Apollo Crews had that Intercontinental belt, when he was feuding with Big E, that belt felt like it meant something, and it felt like that belt because Roman is circling around with that Universal title and holding on to it so much that Intercontinental title becomes much more valuable to a lot more people out there. And the fact that you have Shinsuke in a tag team eating pins is a disservice to that belt and to Shinsuke as a wrestler that he is. Why is he not in a feud that matters? Why is he just in fluff pieces? Why are you doing Shinsuke this way? And I am off of my soapbox.
Yeah, for those of you who had to leave the room, go in bathroom break during the rant, what you're saying is dog shit. They're treating that title like dog shit. I said that in one sentence, dude. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Every week you get to say this thing. I've had this pent up for a while.
Oh, I hate it. I agree with you 100%.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It was. I mean, you were there at that NXT where the whole fucking arena was just streaming along. Everybody, hottest guy there, losing by roll-ups, losing to tag teams in a tag team. What in the hell?
Oh man, it's terrible.
Going on, man.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, no, I agree with every word you just said. After that, man, shock of the night. Von Wagner.
Oh, attraction.
With Adam Pearce not saying a word.
Didn't need to.
Didn't need to.
His presence gives it so much.
Boom.
Oh, I need a tag team made up for NXT 3.0. Von Wagner and Confused Cowboy.
Yeah.
I know we said no tag teams.
Yeah.
But those guys just need to go in there and destroy everybody. If you can give them over 100.
We don't do tag teams in NXT, though.
I know, but okay. Well, can they coexist or stare at each other? Can we get a Von Wagner Confused Cowboy match?
Yeah, I'll get Confused Cowboy. Did we download a Confused Cowboy in NXT?
I don't think we. I think we were so enamored with Eyes Without a Face and HR Nightmare and Superstar and all these other ones that we forgot about. Forgot about Confused Cowboy and Lunk Nugget.
Lunk Nugget. Hey, go to twitch.tv/MF Steve here on Monday nights for NX Steve.
Gamble your MF Stings.
The MF Stings, exactly. All right. So after that, the Pierce told Sami Zayn he had to. I'll be honest, I was just staring at Von Wagner. I was like, when is this dude going to say something? So Pierce told Sami he's got to face Jeff Hardy in the Losers Off Team Survivor Series. Is there any chance Von Wagner is going to make it to Survivor Series?
That's what I was thinking. Why was he there? Hey, whoever loses gets replaced by this man right here.
That's what he was going to say.
That's what I thought he was there for, but he just fucking stood there.
He said nothing.
A dullard. But I'd love to see. Hey, if they fast track him, he looks like a main roster guy. He looks like somebody that could fit in. Green as hell.
He looks great. He does need somebody to talk for him.
He does.
He'll need a mouthpiece because he's still not strong on that. He's got passion though. He's got plenty of passion.
Or will he be, because look, Sonya is kind of running over Pierce.
Oh yeah, dude. Pierce is a man.
And also, what was it? Pierce got beat up a couple weeks ago by Roman, you know, and then by Brock.
Brock, yeah.
And then I know that Von Wagner is nowhere near into the Brock Lesnar sphere. I get that, but maybe Pierce is saying, hey, you know, I kind of need a heater here. So is he going to talk for Pierce? Is this going to be
that'd be
influencing? You know, he's going to go out there and be his enforcer. He's going to go out there and just run fools down and say, you know, you don't do shit right the way I tell you to. This fool's about to burn you down.
Yeah, he could be like the Amos to Shane McMahon or now to AJ Styles. That's
something
a possibility.
Something like that.
We'll find out. Who knows, man? Vince probably just looked at him and was like, "Oh yeah,
great look.
He's one of the Beverly Brothers' sons.
Yeah,
he's
pedigree.
Great. Yeah. So, anyways,
loved your dad.
After that, we had a Charlotte promo. She comes out, starts running down Becky. Says she's gone from being the Irish lass kicker to the man to Becky Two Belts. Becky, who are you? She says there's nothing natural about you. You're a fabricated champion. I'm not saying you haven't had your moments. Mania 35 when you won both titles because of me. You returned at SummerSlam, beat Bianca in 26 seconds. But at Survivor Series, you're going to have a new nickname, Becky Uh-Oh. Charlotte beat me. Uh-oh. Charlotte's far superior. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
She says, I came back from having a baby too soon.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
She said, but here's the thing. Not only can I beat Becky, I could beat any woman that steps through these ropes. 2 weeks ago, I gave Shotzi an opportunity and just being here. She cemented her spot in the division. Even when I beat you, you become a star. My name should be the Star Maker. And then Toni Storm interrupts. She says, offering title opportunities to the women's locker room, helping the women's locker room advance. How generous. But the reality is you don't actually do any of that. Becky just defended her title on Raw last week, but have you defended the title on SmackDown since you've been here? Nope. Nope. So accept my challenge tonight. Charlotte says, nope. Absolutely not.
Well, the whole crowd was going, yep. And then the crowd was like, no. and I love the fact too that even when she's supposed to make a sort of like very defiant no, walking away, still I can't walk out of here without someone lifting this rope. So there's that awkward second of like, Charlotte, why are you still standing there with Toni Storm in the foreground? Ropes. Yeah, you need to have the ropes opened up and then continue. I was kind of like, Toni, she's right there. Like, say something. But, I guess not. And we kind of said this before. Was this something like somebody, was Vince or Bruce or whatever said, just get out there and confront her, and then it's like, I don't know, but like you said this, I think somebody else in chat said, I think actually Bex, when we were texting, said that they did this with Becky a few weeks ago on Raw when Bianca came out, confronted her, and then Becky just said, nah, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
out as well.
it had the same vibe. I think it's just sort of the same people tell them to do the same things because they're kind of yeah. I don't know. I think to me with Tony, it seemed a bit more like she had the script and had to memorize it in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's always my default there. It's possible. I think Tony is a bit more seasoned than to go out there and have an awkward promo with Charlotte, as opposed to she doesn't have a lot of experience just being thrown a script and being told to go out there. It could be either one, but yeah, it is what it is. And look, on the half glass full side of things, I love that they're throwing Tony. So I know there's no build there, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're throwing her out there with Charlotte, and Charlotte has a point. Look at what it did for Shotzi.
Yeah.
It's a big spotlight, and we'll see if they pick that back up after after Survivor Series. Yeah. Toni Storm's been overlooked in the WWE for too long at this point.
Time. Yeah. I mean, when you think about Charlotte, Charlotte is the female version of, and people hear me out, the female version of Roman, just by being in the ring with Roman. Xavier Woods, for example, he may be King of the Ring, but what have they done with King of the Ring the last few years? Not much of anything. It's just been a mid-card gimmick. There you are in the main title, and I know that may allude to a Big E thing, but there's Xavier Woods in a main event of a SmackDown a week before Survivor Series, getting a decent shine off of Roman. You see what Shotzi did. This could do something for Tony if they actually do it, which they possibly could.
Yeah, no, I agree. After that, we had a King Woods interview, and he talks about Kofi being injured, Big E taking an apron powerbomb. It hasn't been a good week for the New Day. He says, Roman will bend the knee, though. I'm about to storm the island of relevancy and make him do that. He says things are about to get serious. That was totally true, but not the way he wanted it to be. Yeah. After that, Aaliyah was on the phone backstage like, I don't know what the hell just happened here. Ali comes up to her and he says, look, I get it. One moment you're on top of the world, but then it just turned out to be the worst moment of your life. And then Ricochet's like, whoa, don't believe a word this man says. He was like, look, you did great. You're in there with legends. And then my TV cut off.
Okay.
Was there anything punctuating that? He was like,
Ricochet basically punctuated that statement, and then he's just started to walk away with her and left Ali just sort of like standing there going, what the hell, you know? But of the two, Ali is the one who's making the right points here, where it's like, yeah, this is how it goes. And I don't know how Ricochet could just be, oh, one moment you're down, one moment you're up, and all this other, you know, no, actually like, oh, no, everything's great. Look at what you've done. If anything, both of them should go, yeah, this place is a shithole. It took you 7 years to get here. Right. What's wrong? Yeah. No, you should have stayed hidden, but
starts breaking down the reality of being there.
I know. WWE. Yeah. Right. Break the fourth wall, and then they go to whatever other package they had there. Exactly. But no, it was just basically Ricochet was being that sympathetic ear, building her up. Ali was trying to give her the lay of the land the way it is, and then she chose to go with Ricochet to discuss more about staying positive in all of this.
After that, we had Jeff Hardy versus Zayn. The crowd was really into this because they were really into everything Jeff Hardy was doing. And shockingly, the WWE gave the crowd what they were looking for here. Jeff got a close two with Whisper in the Wind. Sami Zayn gets caught using the ropes on a pin attempt. As he argued with the ref, Hardy gets up, gets a twist of fate and a swanton for the win, and a great little finishing touch. Sami Zayn then had to watch as his graphic disappeared from the Survivor Series team lineup as if it was Back to the Future and Marty McFly looking at the picture.
It was all of a sudden he turned into vacant.
Yeah, he turned exactly.
He turned into vacant essentially, just right there. It looked funny because you saw the Smackdown Tron type, whatever they call it, the big board, right there in the background, and then there's Sammy just no, and then he just goes away and just like no. It was great. I love that part.
So we'll see who's going to replace him. It's kind of funny.
They're
They're just
Von
doing
Wagner.
Von Wagner, or it could be somebody from Hit Row. They had a backstage promo where they talk about their arrival on SmackDown, and then I actually thought this was kind of funny. Jinder and Shanky had their own rap response. I'm not going to even try to do it justice.
No,
but Jinder,
Ice Shanky.
Yeah, and then Jinder punctuated it all by calling them Cringe Row.
Cringe Row, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, and this is, I guess this is a good way to start for Hit Row by it's not, but they're gonna get the win here. So I mean, would you prefer a big new act coming out to challenge a tribal chief? Sure, yeah, of course. But Jinder's a former world champion, so
but yeah, one of these is not like the other.
Yeah, that is correct. This next bit was my favorite shit.
I actually, you know what, now running it back here, and I don't know, maybe the hour and a half before really sucked me dry, but yeah, now running it back like that, and this, what we're about to discuss, woke me up as well as the main event. Yeah. So
Ridge Holland has another interview.
Yes.
And this time, he simps even more for Sheamus.
Hard.
So Kayla brings up Sheamus, and he's like, so you really talked about your idol quite a bit last week about Sheamus. And he was like, oh, yeah, Sheamus. Yeah, man. I was speaking from the heart. Sheamus is my idol. I never thought I'd leave the streets. But then I saw Sheamus making a living hurting people. He showed me the way, and I'm proud to follow in his footsteps. And Cesaro rolls up and is like, bro, dude, look, I've known Sheamus for a long time. You could say we set the bar together.
The bar, yeah.
But his attitude lately, look, just keeping it real, a heads up, be careful what you wish for. And Holland says, whoa, wait a second. Listen, man, I'm taking your place here. All right, Sheamus and I, we're going to be a far more effective tag team than the bar ever was. And if you don't like that, talk to my best friend Sheamus. He's going to be here next week. What the fuck? This guy looks like a wrecking machine. Yeah. And they're like, what should his gimmick be? Biggest Sheamus fan ever.
Biggest, man. Just he's just loving Sheamus. One thing that I loved was like going back to saying, like, when he saw Sheamus, he thought he could never leave the streets. But then I saw Sheamus doing what he does, and I can make good money beating people up.
I'm like, you've never seen a boxer in your life? You've never seen any combat sport? The first you got of that was Sheamus?
Oh, man. So, yeah, I know. I'm wondering, so when Ridge, like the last 2 weeks, he's been simping for Sheamus here. So when Sheamus comes in, does he take him into the fold, or does he immediately start feuding with Ridge?
Oh, he brings him in to exploit him. He's going to have Ridge washing his dishes, tying his shoes.
So he's going to be a young boy to him then, right?
And Ridge is going to love every second of it. He's going to love every second of it.
And you know what it could be? It could be where LA Knight had Cameron Grimes as his butler, and he was really doing all the work.
He was into it,
He was absolutely digging all the people that he had to beat up on Sheamus's behalf.
He's gonna be like, hey, fella, I'll take 40% of your paycheck to bring you under my wing. He'd be like, oh, you could take 50%.
50.
Yeah, it's gonna be really bad. And then he's gonna finally have his come to Jesus moment, and him and Sheamus will feud. But in the meantime, they'll have Ridge going up against Cesaro. Cesaro just signed a contract, so he's gonna be doing some jobs for
Ridge
Holland here. Yeah, that shit's so funny though. I'm like, man, you bring this young stud in, and he's just, I'm a huge fan of Sheamus, and that's my entire personality.
Could they put him in a room with a bunch of Sheamus gear and attire and old shirts and merch shirts and posters and action figures?
Sheamus walks in on him, and he's like Ridge has gone through his duffel bag, and he's smelling his trunks. What are you doing there, fella? Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
No. Oh man, I really hope they were washed, or they weren't. Oh. He's just over there rubbing his Sheamus action figure. He's just like, oh, Sheamus, you're the best friend for me. I was like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
that
Sheamus.
would be that would be rad. Dang MQ says Ridge comes out to the lobster head theme. It's a shameful thing. Ridge Holland.
Ridge Holland, yeah, just redact Ridge Holland.
Yeah, Ridge Holland. Anyways, after that, we had our main event. It was Roman Reigns versus Xavier Woods. Really stellar match. Great showing from Xavier Woods. He hits his elbow from the top. You think he's going to win.
Yeah, no way.
The Usos slide him off they yank him off the pin. And so Woods technically gets the DQ pin, the win here. And commentary went overboard saying that.
Making a point of it that he had won this match. And Roman did what he said he would do.
He bent the knee.
He bent the knee, but in a twist, the Usos, who double team destroyed Xavier, knowing he had no backup, Big E on a different brand, suffering from that apron power bomb. Kofi with the torn meniscus, not there. Gank his crown. And both of the Usos, one on either side, anoint Roman Reigns with the crown. All of them gather around, Heyman in the background with the Universal title, looking like $1 million, looking fantastic. I thought it was a good showing for Xavier Woods. Roman Reigns continues to just be that arrogant, just scumbag that I come to know and love. And just another wrinkle to where now, not only does he have his belt, he's got his wise man, he's got his right and his left hand man. Now he's ganked a crown from somebody.
Yeah, now he's the king.
Yes, he is the king. Exactly. That was beautiful. One thing, if I could say, before the first commercial break that they went to, that amazing like a choke slam or uranagi that Woods took through the not through the announce table, but
on top
stiffed right on there. Oh man, that thing looked vicious as hell, man.
That was rough. That was absolutely rough. Let's go ahead and answer some questions here. First up from David Matushek, and by the way, Twitch chat, go ahead and load up some highlighted messages.
Absolutely.
David says, considering that Von Wagner made a cameo tonight during SmackDown, what other NXT 2.0 wrestlers could make an unannounced appearance on the main roster? Unannounced, I don't know, but Braun Breaker he was on that UK tour with them. Mixing it up with Sami Zayn, and I think Ciampa went as well.
Walter was there as well,
Walter was there. But Braun Breaker specifically was in matches with Sami Zayn and Ciampa. Wouldn't shock me if Braun Breaker made his main roster debut sooner than later. Wouldn't shock me.
With that being said, then who is, I know because we always said Braun Breaker more likely than not was the first NXT 2.0 to get the NXT title. Who, if Braun does move on, who do you think is that first NXT 2.0? I know we always joke it's D'Angelo, but is it a Carmelo Hayes? Who do you think?
It would be it would probably be either Carmelo Hayes or it would be maybe it'd be interesting if it was if it ended up being what's that dude's name? Harland. Under the tutelage of Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy,
maybe? Maybe something like that. God, I had a different answer for that. But Joe Gacy is a good one. I thought it'd be awesome. It'd be Solo Sikoa. If it was the third Uso, that would be sick. I would love that.
Good, yeah. And then I think we even mentioned that then that would give me, if they ever really wanted to, have the Bloodline make a quick run in there and he's not the head of the table, but he's the head of, then he could put down the way that Roman puts down Raw. He can continue to put down 2.0 and call it the kids table.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Moving on here, Shane Canavan, here in reference to AEW, says if Miro beats Bryanson at Full Gear, won't that kind of spoil the winner of Hangman versus Kenny? Because I don't see them doing a heel Miro, heel Kenny title feud. but could see Bryan versus either man. I kind of disagree. I think that they could do. I think that Kenny and Miro are two different sorts of heels.
Yeah.
I don't think AEW would run away from a heel versus heel thing the way that WWE probably would. So I don't think that would spoil it at all. No,
I don't think at all. No. And then also of the two main North American promotions, AEW is the more likely one to, tell that long-term story, tell that story that you go, okay, we're heading down to this path, instead of, well, everybody thinks we're going to do this, do the opposite, and then you leave you scratching your head.
Yeah.
I could really see, like, Mox was supposed to be the man. They give it to the next big prominent heel, which is Miro, and Kenny can work a face heel dynamic, heel face. Kenny can work with anybody.
Yeah. Gregory Fiella asks, initial reaction when you saw those new NXT wrestlers out of nowhere tonight. Well, we sort of mentioned that already.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Go
ahead.
We
got one here from ES Express. Says, did SmackDown and Rampage have the same amount of matches? Yes, they did. In 4 hours, SmackDown gave you 4 matches. In 1 hour, Rampage gave you 4 matches. Yeah. Indeed, that was the case.
Not terribly shocking. Let's see here. War Machine MJ, in your opinion, who is doing the best work and the worst work across all the major promotions? Who's doing the best work across all the major promotions?
Daniel.
Yeah, it's hard not to say Daniel, right?
Daniel. But always Kenny, I always feel, is doing great work as well.
Yeah.
Also, I will say this, as of late, because I plunked down my $1 for Impact. Moose. Moose has, as of late, has been doing a phenomenal job with Impact, and he looks like $1 million holding that damn belt.
Yeah, I agree. Fear and Loathing says some wrestlers give shirts, some armbands, and Hook gives corn chips. What are you offering a wrestler to join up with you?
What's the thing that I really like? How about some queso ruffles? That's what I would offer somebody. It's like, here you go. This is a great one. Or what's the other snack? Blue Diamond Smokehouse almonds.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll go with like if I'm done with an enchilada, I've got still have some
the sauce.
Got some like rice and beans left over, and like maybe a little bit of here. Do you want this? No. Okay, it's probably a smart move on your part. That's how I, it's like if somebody accepts that, I know not to take them.
Are you gonna scoop it back into the can for later?
Yeah, like extreme cheapskates.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
all right,
no.
Let's move on.
We got one here. It says FF Sam says, "What's your dark horse match of the night for Full Gear?" What is your dark horse?
Match of the night. Okay, so because I think that obviously, I think you know what? I think maybe people aren't maybe expecting a ton from. I got 2 answers here. People aren't going to expect a ton from Britt Baker, Ty Conti.
Okay.
I think that's going to deliver.
Yeah,
I think so. That's probably like my dark horse match of the night. I think they could do a really good job with that. I think the one that might be a lot more fun than people are expecting or thinking or whatever, if you actually sit through it and not go to the bathroom for it.
Yeah.
America Top Team versus Inner Circle, probably going to be a fun match.
You took the 2 that I was thinking. There's a lot of people. No, even though I put all my points or next to all my points on Britt Baker, Tia Conti can give Britt Baker an amazing match, and I think they can get like the best. I think you're probably going to get the best Conti match you've seen from Britt Baker here. And yeah, if you just like shut off your mind to like just allow yourself to enjoy the absurdity of what Inner Circle and the Men of the Year America Top Team is going to be, I think that could be extremely enjoyable if, like you say, you don't go up and get yourself a sandwich. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Organ Grinder has a right. We can offer Blue Chews. Blue Chew promo code GIR.
There you go.
Let's see here. One last one here. John. Actually, we'll bring up this. Adam Beveridge says, felt so bad for Aaliyah throwing up. I did actually go back and watch that. Yeah, Aaliyah, she threw up a little bit after the match.
Oh,
those
man.
nerves.
Okay,
I mean, those emotions after being there for 7 years and then having that match and then getting the pin.
Yeah.
I totally understand it. Hopefully she's not too. I know a lot of people were talking about it. Hopefully she's not too embarrassed. Shit happens.
Yeah,
you brush it off and then you keep going. So yeah, that's no shame in that.
No, not at all. I could just get one more. I know we want to wrap it up,
sure.
but here's Fear and Loathing. Some wrestlers give T-shirts, some armbands.
We did that one.
You did that one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you would offer up food. Okay, food. For me, I would offer up a jersey.
Okay.
Here, man. You're part of the crew.
Okay.
I thought for food.
All right.
thought for food. But anyway, okay. And with that misstep, I'm out of here then.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out, man. Doing this by oneself sucks. So thank you so much, and then we'll see you tomorrow for the live stream. That should be a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.